Welcome again to HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. According to the judgment which was read out on the 27th of September 2021, R. Kelly, real name Robert Sylvester Kelly, was found guilty of 10 counts, including the alleged RICO Act violation. The entire trial was an attempt to criminalize him and make him look so bad. Numerous prosecution witnesses had so much to say about R. Kelly, and none of this was positive. If you do not take time to make a close analysis of the things these people were saying, you will likely miss the truth in it. A close analysis of a discussion with Lisa Van Allen reveals so many truths that many probably never imagined. Lisa Van Allen managed to clear the doubts that R. Kelly was being blackmailed when she mentioned how she and some other guy received $100,000 each in exchange for the infamous tape. While she tries to sanitize her claims a bit when she says the men with the tape didn't want to deal with Kelly, and that no one asked for the money but R. Kelly offered it, she had already confessed to the act of receiving a whopping $200,000 in exchange for it. She also tells the reporter how the guy with the tape failed a lie detector test that asked whether he had more copies of the same, resulting in multiple trips to hand over all copies available. According to Van Allen, receiving a cash prize without having asked for it indicates no blackmail. But if their interest in handing over the tape wasn't receiving a bounty in exchange for it, why did they take the money? Is she trying to imply that someone could give away a sum of $200,000 out of generosity in such circumstances? Well, the simple truth is that this was total blackmail. Van Allen goes ahead to say that her involvement in the $200,000 transaction was organizing and coordinating for the lie detector service provider, and convincing the men who had the tape to come meet R. Kelly. And that the $100,000 she received she well deserved, having provided her service of making necessary phone calls. $100,000 for moving around and about, what a paying job that was. And when she is asked to confirm that each of them got $100,000, she adds, in the end, like that makes a difference. She later reveals that after the man with the tape took the lie detector test, he failed because he had more copies, resulting in several more trips to bring the rest of the tapes. As though to say each copy required a separate trip. Well, those tapes must have been huge and heavy to carry at once. And so each tape required a different air ticket. As the conversation progressed, the reporter asks whether Van Allen knew about a payout to the parents who deliberately decided to take a vacation when the 2008 trial was taking place, and she commented, "He gave his typical payout of $250,000. Using the word typical contradicted her previous statement that theirs was not a blackmail payout. Confirming further beyond reasonable doubt that R. Kelly has been a victim of repeated blackmail. She then mentions that Lifetime was ready for R. Kelly, like the show's mission was primarily to take him down. If this is true, then Lifetime is largely responsible for misleading our judicial system during trial. Further into the conversation, Van Allen exonerates R. Kelly from the allegation that he kidnapped people when she says she never felt trapped when she was with him, and that R. Kelly only negotiated his way to having her around. With this information coming from the horse's mouth, why should the idea that R. Kelly held people against their will be believed? Why does the court take this to be the truth? If someone won't leave simply because they don't want to upset you, why should this be regarded a kidnap? It's also important to note, if you watch the entire conversation, there is nowhere R. Kelly is reported to have physically abused someone. It's only talked about but not described how he did this. It appears he always asked whether he could do certain things or not. According to LaTarsha, speaking of kidnap, R. Kelly had no reason to kidnap anybody. This is a guy who could get to be with anybody he pleased to be with. Why then would he keep anybody hostage? Everyone who was there and has been asked about this had meandered around the topic trying to justify kidnap but with no real words to define what really happened. Someone will say, it was difficult to leave because R. Kelly would ask you to stay. Is that how kidnap really works? Robert has been bullied enough with all these false allegations against him. It's time for his new lawyer to prove all this legal fraud being used against him and to rectify it. The prosecution cannot continue to assume kidnap where there is no evidence to prove it. According to Cheeves, I am very surprised to hear someone account for $100,000 like it's pocket change to buy a snack when on a flight to pick up some tapes. And another $100,000 trivialized as payment for making phone calls and finding service providers for a single service. The lie detector. Very amazing. If that is indeed the going rate for normal business with Kells, everyone would want to transact with him. All this simply proves the suspicions that R. Kelly could have become a victim of blackmail, an illegal act punishable by law. It also shows that many people could have had the intention to blackmail him at the back of their minds all along from the beginning, which if legally interpreted could mean R. Kelly was innocent all along. According to Martes, I watched the entire interview. It clearly states that no one was tied up or held hostage in R. Kelly's mansion like the allegations suggest. Everyone was free to go and return. Shopping, medical, and more were perfect opportunities for anyone held hostage to escape. Why weren't these opportunities utilized to make an escape? This clearly shows that whoever was in the house was there at their own will, and R. Kelly should not be held accountable for this. It's actually a common habit for young people to go places and not want to return home. Why do people try to show that they are so surprised by this? According to Bland, continuous blessings Robert Kelly, let all the lies be exposed. Lying, cheating and stealing dominate this case. R. Kelly was always the real victim throughout this whole ordeal. If all are not being held accountable, Robert too shouldn't be held accountable. R. Kelly should be set free. There is just so much evidence exonerating R. Kelly from the alleged crimes. I am not even sure why he is still in jail. In fact, his fans and supporters should start preparing to receive the R&B king when he finally regains his freedom. If you wish to take part in a live interview on this channel discussing any of these topics, let us know by emailing us on sashahnnewsroom@gmail.com for scheduling. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say? To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.